In the world of art, some voices whisper, others echo with the force of a storm. Today, we meet an artist whose work does both. His name is Mateo Balaban. He signs his work Rain Bordo. Painter, poet, performer. From Croatia, a land of coastlines and resilient history, he splits his time between Kurark and Virovitica. He has built a vast, deeply personal body of work, a journey of relentless creative drive. He speaks for a generation learning how to feel. The volume of his output is staggering. Over the years, he has painted more than 600 abstract canvases. Each canvas is a universe of texture and emotion. These works are visual records of moments, feelings, questions. He has also authored 5 books of poetry and prose. His words are as vital as his brushstrokes. 600 paintings and 5 books, a map of a soul's journey. Rain Bordo, more than a signature, a philosophy. Rain, gentle and powerful, cleansing and sorrowful, melancholy, renewal, growth. The name sets a mood and prepares you for complexity. Encountering his work means stepping into feeling as purpose, from Virovitica's streets to Kirk's sea-swept shores. Mainland structure, island freedom, chaos and order, confinement and liberty, roads and railways of youth, sea-worn textures and paint. These places birth art that speaks of longing, love, and the search for home. At the heart of all of Rain Bordo's work, whether on a canvas in a book or on a stage, is a profound and ethical search for empathy. His art is not made to escape from reality, but to dive deeper into it. He is on a mission to capture the small, electric moments of human vulnerability that we often try to ignore or run away from. His creations are invitations to stay with difficult feelings, to examine them, and to find the humanity within them. In a world that often feels numb or disconnected, his work is a powerful reminder of our shared capacity to feel. It asks us to be present, to be tender, and to see the world not just with our eyes, but with our entire being. This search for empathy translates into a core theme, the idea of finding light through darkness. Many of his pieces begin in dense tones, murky tones, ambiguous tones reflecting confusion, chaos, or pain. But if you look closely, you will almost always find a resolution, a subtle shift toward a moment of light. This is not a naive optimism, but a hard-won hope. It is the belief that, even in the most difficult of times, a flicker of understanding, a glimmer of connection can emerge. His art is a guide showing us how to push through the dark, trusting that light will eventually come. His practice is political, but not in a way that shouts slogans or preaches ideologies. Instead, Rain Bordo's work insists that our aesthetic choices, the colors we use, the materials we choose, the rhythm of our words, are deeply connected to how we practice care for ourselves and for others. He explores how modern systems, like roads and societies, can dull our ability to feel for one another. A recurring idea in his book, The Road Has No Empathy, is that our fast-paced lives can make us forget to notice the person next to us. His art is a form of quiet rebellion, a small act of resistance that champions feeling and connection. Ultimately, Rain Bordo's art is an invitation to slow down. In a world of endless scrolling and constant distraction, his work asks for our attention. It asks us to meet difficult emotions with patience and to recognize that art is a social practice. It is something that happens between the artist, the artwork, and the audience. Whether you are standing in front of one of his canvases, reading a line from his poems, or listening to his music, you are participating in an act of shared feeling. This is what makes his work so vital today. It is not just about looking at something beautiful. It is about a subtle transformation in how we feel, see, and act in the world. Table of Contents. Part 2. Act 1. Painting. Practice 1. The Visual Language of Feeling 2. A Vocabulary of Texture 3. Mapping Memory on Canvas 4. Where Painting Meets Poetry. To understand Rain Bordo's art, you must first learn to read his visual language. It is a language not of clear images or recognizable figures, but of pure, uninhibited feeling. His paintings are abstract, meaning they don't try to show you a perfect picture of a tree or a person. Instead, they aim to convey the feeling of a moment, the quiet sadness of a rainy afternoon, the chaotic energy of a crowded street, the tender warmth of a memory. He communicates these ideas through color texture gesture. A splash of deep Bordeaux might represent a burst of passion or pain, while a wash of pale blue could evoke a sense of calm or longing. Each canvas is a conversation, and the viewer is invited to listen not with their ears, but with their heart. This visual language is built on a foundation of honesty. Rain Bordo doesn't hide the process of creation, he reveals it. You can see the history of the painting right there on the surface. The layers of paint, the drips, the marks left by his tools. They are all part of the story. It is a style that embraces imperfection as a form of truth. In his world, a smudge, a scratch is not a mistake, but evidence of life, a sign that something real and human happened here. This approach makes his work incredibly accessible. You don't need a degree in art history to understand it. You only need to be willing to feel, to let the colors and shapes trigger your own emotions and memories. One of the most powerful elements in his paintings is the interplay between chaos and control. Some areas of his canvases are wild and energetic, with paint applied in thick, expressive strokes that seem to burst with emotion. These sections feel spontaneous and raw, like an uncensored thought or a sudden cry. But elsewhere on the same canvas, you will find moments of quiet restraint and deliberate composition. A clean line might cut through a messy field of color, or a carefully balanced shape might bring a sense of order to the turbulence. This constant negotiation between freedom and structure mirrors the internal struggles we all face, the desire for liberation and the need for stability. Ultimately, the visual language of Rain Bordo is one of empathy. He uses abstraction not to confuse the viewer, but to create an open space for connection. Because his paintings are not tied to a single specific image, they can mean different things to different people. A dark, moody canvas might remind one person of a storm they once witnessed, while for another, it might trigger a memory of a difficult time in their life. This is the magic of his work. It acts as a mirror, reflecting our own inner landscapes back at us. By painting his feelings, he gives us permission to explore our own, creating a silent, powerful bond between the artist, the art, and the audience. Rain Bordo is a master of texture. His paintings are not just things you look at, they are surfaces you want to touch. He builds his visual vocabulary from a deliberate and often gritty use of materials, transforming a flat canvas into a dynamic three-dimensional landscape. Working primarily with acrylic paint, he pushes the medium to its limits. He doesn't just apply paint with a brush, he uses a whole arsenal of techniques to create complex and layered surfaces. Thin, watery washes stain the canvas like a memory. Pigments bleed into one another, forming soft, atmospheric fields. Those fields feel like fog or distant horizons. That technique gives his work depth and history. On top of these delicate washes, he often scrapes palette knives, pieces of cardboard, other unconventional tools. He drags paint, he scratches, he carves into wet layers. The process reveals and conceals. Scraping uncovers hidden colors beneath the surface. It creates a sense of digging through time. It also obscures what was there before, leaving scars and traces. Those scars map emotional labor and physical evidence of wrestling with materials. Another key element is impasto. Thick paint is laid on so strokes are visible. Heavy impasto becomes a focal, sculptural moment. The raised paint catches light and shifts as you move. These areas can feel intense, a peak of emotion or a solid presence. They stand in stark contrast to thin washes, a visual tension. Through washes, scraping, and impasto, Rain Bordo creates surfaces rich with meaning. His canvases become metaphors for the human experience. Weathered walls, scarred skin, the surface of water disturbed by wind. They hold the memory of their own making. Repeated gestures, layering, building up and tearing down. It all speaks to living, accumulating experiences, carrying histories. His paintings are not just representations of emotion. They are the physical embodiment of it, crafted from a language made of texture, time, and touch. If you look at Rain Bordo's body of work, you will start to notice recurring images and symbols that act as anchors in his abstract world. These are not literal depictions, but visual motifs that carry deep personal and universal significance. One of the most prominent is the road. It appears sometimes as a strong diagonal line cutting across the canvas. Other times, a tangled network of paths leading nowhere. The road is a powerful symbol of life's journey movement, the search for a destination. For Bordo, as explored in his book, The Road Has No Empathy, it represents a certain coldness in modern society, a system that prioritizes speed over connection, forcing us forward without allowing us to truly see what is around us. Rain, as his artistic name suggests, is another central motif. It manifests as drips washes veils of color that run down the canvas. The rain can symbolize many things at once: sadness, cleansing, nostalgia, renewal. It connects to his childhood memories, as described in his poem Freedom, where he found solace watching the rain from his fourth-floor window. In his art, the rain is both a source of melancholy and a symbol of creative inspiration. It blurs the lines between joy and pain, suggesting both are necessary parts of a full life. The stained canvas close-up. Persistent stain-like marks in painting, like memories that fade but never fully disappear. The theme of light breaking through darkness is perhaps the most hopeful image in his work. Many canvases are dominated by dark, dense, chaotic fields of color, deep blues, blacks, murky browns. These areas represent struggle, confusion, the weight of existence, but almost invariably there is a point of rupture, a break in the darkness. It might be a small sliver of brilliant yellow, a glowing patch of white, or a soft, warm hue emanating from the painting. This is not just a compositional trick, it is the core of his philosophy. It is a visual declaration that hope can be found in unlikely places, and that pushing through the dark is a worthwhile endeavor. Together, these recurring images, the road, the rain, the stains, the light, form a kind of personal mythology. They are the landmarks on the emotional maps he creates. Each painting is a new territory to explore, but these familiar signs guide us through the abstract landscape. They ground the paintings in a recognizable human experience, even without showing a human figure. They speak to our shared journeys, our collective sorrows, our universal search for meaning and light. By returning to these core symbols, Rain Bordo builds a cohesive and powerful world that is uniquely his, yet feels deeply familiar to us all, For Rain Bordo, painting is not a solitary act. His visual art is deeply intertwined with his writing and performances, creating a hybrid experience where one form of expression breathes life into the other. A painting is rarely just a painting. It is often a silent companion to a poem. It is often a backdrop for a musical performance. It is often a still frame from a larger emotional narrative. This interdisciplinary approach is fundamental to his practice. He believes that by combining different art forms, he can create a more immersive and complete experience, opening multiple pathways to the same core feeling. The painting offers a space to feel. The poem points that feeling toward a specific thought or story. This relationship is most evident in his exhibitions and live events. When you attend a Rain Bordo show, you are not just walking through a gallery of static images. The event might begin with a poetry reading. The words of a poem can completely change how you see the colors and textures in front of you. Freedom. Pain. Suddenly, a chaotic splash of red is not just an abstract gesture, a chaotic splash of red on canvas. The alcohol burning, the disturbing car crash. The language activates the visual field, transforming the paintings into stages where a human drama is unfolding. Even when you encounter his work online in a book, this connection remains powerful. On his social media, on his website, he frequently pairs images of his paintings with excerpts from his poems. A dark, brooding canvas captioned with a line about searching for light. The practice invites viewers to see the paintings as pieces of a larger puzzle across mediums. The text provides a narrative key, unlocking layers of meaning beneath the surface of the paint, making the work both more personal and more universal. Ultimately, this fusion of painting and poetry creates a unique rhythm. The paintings provide a visceral, immediate emotional impact. The poems unfold more slowly. They require you to read, to listen, and to follow a line of thought. Immediate impact. Slow revelation creates a rich and satisfying experience. It lets the audience move between the intuitive world of the image and the intellectual world of the word. In Bordo's universe, the brush, the pen are partners, working together to tell the same essential story of the human heart. And that interplay is central to his practice. Beyond his paintings, Bordo's creative spirit also comes out in his writing. He's written 5 books. Each one is like a special container for his mix of poems and short stories. These books aren't separate from his painting. They're like extra parts of it. They explore the same feelings, but with different tools. Foundation, Bordo. Author of Chaos. The Road. Has no empathy. Shards of a Former Empire. Just the titles give you a peek into his world. A world built on basic truths, full of chaos, and scattered with the beautiful, broken bits of what used to be. His writing is where the big feelings from his paintings get a name and a story. His writing style goes back and forth between raw, open confessions and sharp, smart sayings. One minute, he might share a very personal memory from his childhood, and the next, he might sharply criticize how numb society has become. This push and pull is what makes his writing so powerful. He's not afraid to be open, to show his own struggles with pain, love, and trying to find meaning. But he's also really good at watching the world around him, able to take big, complicated social problems and put them into a few strong, memorable lines. His books are like both a private diary and a public announcement, inviting readers to find parts of their own stories inside his. The ideas that are important in his paintings are also in his books, but even stronger. Looking for kindness is a main idea, especially in The Road Has No Empathy, where he asks how our modern lives can make us feel disconnected from our own feelings and from each other. Freedom and chaos are explored in Author of Chaos, where he asks what it really means to be free, not just in politics, but in how we feel and think. In all his works, themes of love and how delicate things are treated very seriously, showing that personal tenderness is just as important as any big political statement. His writing shows that he believes our inner lives are very important and should be taken seriously. In the end, reading Bordo's books is like having a direct talk with the artist. His language is simple, honest, and doesn't pretend to be anything it's not. He writes in a way that's easy to understand, using clear pictures in his words that you feel deep inside. You don't need to be a book expert to understand the wanting in his words or the quiet anger in what he sees. He writes to be understood, to connect, and to share a piece of his soul. His books aren't just collections of poems. They're like guidebooks for dealing with the complicated parts of the human heart, written by someone who has bravely explored its darkest corners and come back with stories to tell. And that, well, is his gift. Bordo's poetry does not just live silently on the page. It comes alive through music and performance. Many of his poems have been set to music, transforming them into songs that carry his message to an even wider audience. One of the most powerful examples of this is his song, Freedom. The lyrics, taken from his book Author of Chaos, paint a vivid picture of his childhood, growing up in a 4th-floor apartment overlooking a railroad and open fields. The song is a nostalgic ode to a specific time and place, home memory, the search for inner peace. It shows how his writing is rooted in concrete, personal experiences that blossom into broader human truths. The music for Freedom is simple and evocative, often featuring just a gentle guitar melody accompanying his spoken word delivery. This minimalist arrangement puts the focus squarely on the power of his words. When he recites the lines, "Grew up by the railroad, counting all the train's view from my living room, only roads and open field." The song builds a sense of intimacy, making you feel as if you are right there in the room with him, sharing in his memory. This is a key part of his artistic strategy, to use sound and performance to close the distance between himself and his audience, creating a space for shared vulnerability. The chorus of Freedom is a haunting and heartfelt plea. "Take me home, because in that view I want to fade. "Take me home because the world is an empty place." This refrain captures a deep, universal longing for a place of safety and belonging. The reference to Peter Pan adds another layer of meaning, evoking a desire to return to the innocence of childhood, a time before the world became complicated and painful. By setting these powerful words to music, Bordo amplifies their emotional impact. The melody carries the sadness and hope of the lyrics directly into the listener's heart, making the experience both deeply personal and collectively felt. The performance of Freedom demonstrates how music serves as a bridge between Bordo's different artistic worlds. The lyrics are poetry, the emotional landscape is similar to his paintings. The performance itself is a form of live art. When he sings, "When I get home, I'll paint my soul without a scare," he is making a direct connection between his music, his writing, his visual art. The song becomes a manifesto for his entire creative process. It reveals that for him, all art forms are simply different languages for expressing the same fundamental truths about who we are and what we long for. Music gives his words wings, allowing them to travel further and resonate more deeply. While Freedom explores nostalgia and a gentle longing, other songs by Bordo dive headfirst into darker, more turbulent emotions. His song Pain, with lyrics from the book The Road Has No Empathy, is a stark and unflinching look at self-destruction and emotional agony. The song's lyrics are raw and visceral. "Deep inside, I scream, emotions running. It's been 2 weeks since I died." The words describe a state of profound despair, alcohol, car crashes, drug use. This is not a romanticized depiction of suffering. It is a brutally honest portrayal of what it feels like to be at the absolute bottom, to scream for any feeling at all, even if it's pain. The music accompanying Pain is often more aggressive and intense, driving rhythms, distorted sounds. The repeated, desperate cry of "Give me pain" becomes a powerful and unsettling hook. This song showcases a different side of Bordo's artistry, one that is not afraid to confront the ugliest and most difficult aspects of the human experience. It is a testament to his commitment to honesty, even when that honesty is uncomfortable. The song is a cathartic release, both for the artist and for anyone who has ever felt trapped in their own darkness. In beautiful contrast to the harshness of Pain, the song Verbnik reveals his capacity for tenderness and his deep connection to place. Verbnik is a picturesque old town on the island of Krk, perched on a cliff overlooking the sea. The lyrics are a love letter to this town, a place that has clearly offered him solace and inspiration. He whispers, "Verbnice nad morem, szepcem ti stichowe swoje." Verbnik, above the sea, I whisper my verses to you. The song speaks of finding one's path, a love that knows no borders, feeling a deep sense of belonging. It shows how his art is grounded in the landscapes that have shaped him. Like Freedom, the music for Verbnik is gentle and melodic, often performed with just an acoustic guitar at live poetry readings. The soft, flowing melody mimics the sound of the waves he describes in the lyrics. The song creates an atmosphere of peace and contentment, a stark contrast to the chaos found in Pain. Together, these two songs demonstrate the incredible emotional range of Bordo's work. He is an artist who can contain both the scream and the whisper, the crash and the gentle wave. His music, his painting, his writing, is a full and honest expression of the entire spectrum of human feeling, from the deepest despair to the most profound love. Bordo's creative practice is a powerful example of how different art forms can enrich and deepen one another. For him, a poem is not just a text, a song is not just a melody, a painting is not just an image. They are all interconnected parts of a single unified vision. The words of his poems provide the narrative framework and specific details that give context to the abstract emotions in his paintings. When you read a line about a railroad or a rainy day, the abstract shapes and colors on his canvas suddenly take on a new, more concrete meaning. The words act as a key, unlocking the stories that are hidden within the layers of paint. Music then adds another crucial dimension: time. A painting can be seen all at once, but a song unfolds over minutes, guiding the listener through an emotional journey with a clear beginning, middle, and end. The rhythm of the music and the cadence of his voice create a mood and a pace, telling you how to feel as you experience the story. When this music is played in a gallery filled with his paintings, the entire space is transformed. The static images on the walls begin to feel like they are part of a living, breathing performance. The sound fills the silence, creating a more immersive and emotionally resonant environment for the viewer. This fusion is most powerful during his live events, where all three elements, image, word, and sound, come together in real time. Imagine standing in a room surrounded by his large, textured canvases. The lights are low. Bordo steps up to a microphone, a guitar in hand, and begins to recite a poem that inspired the works around you. As he sings, the words and melodies wash over you, and you begin to see the paintings in a new light. A dark, chaotic canvas might suddenly feel less threatening and more like a visual representation of the struggle he is singing about. The experience becomes holistic, engaging your eyes, your ears, and your heart simultaneously. Ultimately, this interdisciplinary approach is central to Bordo's mission of fostering empathy. By offering multiple entry points into his world, he makes it easier for people to connect with his message. Someone who is not comfortable with abstract art might be drawn in by the storytelling in his lyrics. Someone who doesn't read poetry might be moved by the raw emotion of a guitar riff. And someone standing quietly in front of a painting might find their experience deepened when they hear the poem that belongs to it. For Bordo, art is not about forcing a single meaning upon an audience. It is about creating a rich, layered world and inviting people to find their own place within it. Bordo believes that art should not be confined to exclusive, big city galleries. His mission is to bring his work directly to the people, into the spaces where communities gather. This is why many of his most significant exhibitions have taken place in public libraries and local cultural centers. He has held solo shows and poetry readings at the Virovitica Public Library and the City Library in Rijeka. These venues are important because they are accessible to everyone. For Bordo, a library is a perfect place for his work, a space dedicated to stories, ideas, quiet contemplation. His exhibitions are more than paintings on a wall, they are community events. The opening at Virovitica was titled Gurajte kroz mrak I svietlost će doći, Push Through the Dark and the Light Will Come. That title encapsulates his artistic philosophy. The event was not just a gallery opening, but a gathering that included a literary meeting and a presentation of his work. He invites the community to engage in a conversation about hope, resilience, and the power of creativity. He makes art feel like it belongs to everyone, a tool for shared understanding and connection. At the Rijeka City Library, he brought his multimedia practice to a new audience. The event featured a poetic presentation alongside his paintings. Videos show an engaged audience listening intently as he performs with vibrant textured canvases as a visual backdrop. This transforms the quiet gallery experience into something dynamic and alive. It's a testament to his belief that art should be a living, breathing thing that speaks directly to people in the room. These exhibitions break down barriers that make the art world feel intimidating. He wants his art in everyday life, in the same place where someone might borrow a book or attend a community meeting. By choosing these venues, he makes a powerful statement. Art is not a luxury for the few, but a fundamental part of a healthy community and a vital source of inspiration for all. His exhibitions are an open invitation to look, listen, and feel, creating a welcoming space for empathy to grow. One of the most telling examples of Bordo's collaborative and interdisciplinary spirit is his participation in events like the Verbnik Art Weekend. Verbnik, the ancient cliffside town on the island of Kruk, provides the perfect setting for his work, blending history, nature, and a strong sense of place. During this event, he presented an artistic evening that brought together all the facets of his creative practice: painting, poetry, film, music. It was not just an exhibition or a reading. It was a complete, immersive experience designed to captivate the senses and tell a story from multiple angles. This single evening served as a perfect microcosm of his entire artistic universe. The event, held in the town's main square, transformed a public space into an open-air gallery and performance venue. His paintings were displayed for all to see, their colors and textures glowing under the evening lights. The art was not silent. The evening included live poetry readings, where Bordo's voice filled the historic square, giving narrative life to the abstract images around him. He performed songs like Verbnik, his love letter to the town, creating a deeply personal and sight-responsive moment. The audience was not just viewing his work, they were experiencing it in the very place that inspired it, connecting the art to the land and its history. Adding another layer to the experience, the evening also featured multimedia collaborations. Short films, created with other artists, were screened alongside his readings and paintings. These films often serve as visual poems themselves, echoing the themes found in his work. Freedom, chaos, the search for connection. The moving images, combined with his spoken words and the static power of his canvases, created a rich, sensory tapestry. This fusion of media demonstrates his forward-thinking approach to art. He understands that in the modern world, storytelling can be most powerful when it uses all the tools available, from the ancient craft of painting to the contemporary language of film. The Verbnik Art Weekend showcases Rain Bordo's vision of art as a communal and dynamic event. It's not about quiet, solitary viewing, but about shared experience and active participation. By combining painting, poetry, music, and film into a single, cohesive program, he creates an environment that is both intellectually stimulating and emotionally resonant. He blurs the lines between different art forms, proving that they are all just different ways of speaking the same human language. These events leave a lasting impression, turning a simple art show into a memorable celebration of creativity, community, the power of place. When Rain Bordo plans an exhibition, he thinks like a director, not just a painter. He is deeply involved in curating the entire experience for the audience, ensuring every element works together to create a cohesive, powerful, emotional journey. He is not just delivering a set of paintings to a gallery. He is proposing a complete event. He offers flexible exhibition formats that can be adapted to fit different spaces and curatorial visions. A gallery might choose a focused solo show of 10 to 25 paintings. This format highlights his skill as a painter, showcasing his mastery of color, showcasing his mastery of texture, showcasing his mastery of composition. Alternatively, he often proposes a combined gallery and performance program. This is where his work truly comes alive. An exhibition might be paired with an evening poetry reading, a live musical performance, an artist talk, where he can share the stories behind his work directly with the audience. These durational events change the way people interact with the art. They encourage visitors to stay longer, to listen more deeply, to form a more personal connection with the artist and his ideas. By adding sound and voice to the visual experience, he transforms the gallery from a static space into a dynamic stage for storytelling and emotional exchange. To make these multimedia events possible, Rain Bordo has a clear understanding of the technical needs. For a standard exhibition of his paintings, the requirements are simple. A good hanging system, adjustable gallery lighting to bring out the rich textures in his work. For his performance-based events, the needs are also straightforward. A small corner of the gallery can be equipped with a microphone and a basic PA system for readings. If film screenings are part of the program, a projector, a screen or a blank wall, and a simple sound setup are all that is required. These modest technical needs make his dynamic, interdisciplinary shows easy for many galleries and cultural spaces to host. He also welcomes site-responsive installations and collaborations. He is open to creating work that responds directly to the architecture of a gallery or the history of a specific location. He is an artist who thrives on dialogue with his audience, with other artists, with the space itself. This adaptability makes him an exciting partner for curators looking to create unique and engaging programming. By offering everything from a quiet, contemplative painting show to a full-blown multimedia event, Rain Bordo provides galleries with a wide range of possibilities for creating an exhibition that is not just seen, but truly felt. Section 4. An invitation to collaborate. Rain Bordo's entire artistic practice is an open invitation to collaborate. He is not an artist who works in isolation. He actively seeks partnerships with filmmakers, musicians, writers, curators. He seeks these partnerships to expand the world his art can reach. This collaborative spirit is built on the belief that different creative minds together can produce something greater than the sum of their parts. He sees collaboration as a way to open new reading paths into his work, letting paintings and poems be interpreted and reimagined through others. This generosity and openness are central to his identity. He offers a wide range of interdisciplinary programming to help galleries engage new audiences. Workshops on abstract painting, creative writing, demystify the creative process, and empower community members. Artist talks and moderated discussions provide deeper context, fostering dialogue about empathy, freedom, and the role of art in society. Integrated educational and interactive elements turn exhibitions into hubs of creative energy, drawing in people who might not typically visit a gallery. To support collaborations, Bordo is meticulous in his professional preparation. For every confirmed exhibition, he prepares a comprehensive press kit to make the curator's job easier. The kit includes a professional artist biography, high-resolution images, a detailed list of paintings, links to video and sound files, and press clippings and reviews. This organization shows respect for institutions and commitment to being a reliable partner. Ultimately, Bordo offers more than a collection of artworks. He offers a partnership. He is eager to be involved, ready to adapt, and full of ideas for meaningful, memorable experiences. His flexibility and rich multimedia work make him an ideal collaborator, offering programming that is authentic, engaging, and emotionally resonant. His work is an invitation, not just to look, but to connect, to feel, and to create something new together. Section 1. A clear proposal. The invitation. In conclusion, this exploration of Mateo Balaban's work is more than just a summary of his achievements. It is a clear and direct proposal. Bordo is actively seeking opportunities to exhibit his art in new galleries and cultural spaces. He is ready to share his vast collection of over 600 paintings, 5 books, with a wider international audience. This is an invitation to curators, gallery owners, art programmers who are looking for work that is not only visually striking, but also deeply meaningful and emotionally resonant. His art is a ready-made catalyst for conversation, a powerful tool for community engagement, and a testament to the enduring power of the creative spirit in a complex world. This proposal is rooted in a desire to connect. Bordo's entire artistic mission is centered on fostering empathy, creating spaces for shared human experience. He believes that art has a vital role to play in our public lives, helping us to slow down, to feel more deeply, and to connect with one another in more authentic ways. An exhibition of his work is therefore not just an event. It is an opportunity to create one of these spaces. It is a chance to offer your community a moment of reflection, a spark of inspiration, and a reminder of the light that can be found even in the darkest of times. The work is ready. The artist is ready. The message is clear and more relevant than ever. In a world that often feels fragmented and fast-paced, Bordo's art offers a powerful antidote. It calls for a return to feeling, a celebration of vulnerability, and a belief in the transformative power of beauty. He is proposing a partnership with institutions that share these values, institutions that believe in art's ability to reflect the world and to subtly change it for the better. This is an invitation to join him in his mission to push through the darkness and find the light together. He is reaching out to galleries that are not afraid to embrace emotion and that are looking for an artist who can offer a complete multimedia experience. This is a call to those who want to host more than just a show, but a true cultural event that brings people together. Bordo is extending a hand, offering his unique and powerful body of work as a starting point for a new collaboration. He is asking for a stage to share his stories, his colors, his voice, in the hope of sparking a meaningful dialogue with a new community and a new audience. Section 2. The complete package. What Bordo offers. When a gallery chooses to work with Bordo, they are not just getting a collection of paintings. They are getting a complete, professionally prepared package and a dedicated artistic partner. He offers a wide range of flexible exhibition formats that can be tailored to any space or curatorial vision. This could be a focused solo show of his powerful abstract canvases, or it could be a dynamic, multi-layered program. Live poetry readings, musical performances, film screenings. This adaptability ensures that any exhibition can be uniquely designed to maximize its impact and engage the gallery's specific audience. To support any exhibition, he provides a comprehensive and professionally organized press kit. This toolkit makes promotion and communication seamless for the gallery staff. It includes a polished artist biography, high-resolution digital images of his paintings, suitable for print and web, stunning installation photos from past shows, a detailed list of works with titles, dimensions, media, dates, links to his video files, and links to his sound files. This level of preparation demonstrates his professionalism and commitment to a smooth, successful collaboration. Beyond the materials, Bordo offers his time and his voice. He is fully available and eager to participate in programming that enriches the public's experience. He leads artist talks, sharing personal stories and philosophies behind his work. He facilitates creative workshops for the community. These events demystify the artistic process and build a stronger, more personal connection between community and exhibition. His presence adds authenticity and warmth, transforming a show into a memorable event. In essence, Bordo offers a turnkey solution for a powerful, engaging art experience. He brings the art, the story, the performance, and the professional materials needed to make it all happen. His collaborative spirit and willingness to be active in the gallery make him an ideal partner. He understands successful exhibitions are team efforts and brings his energy, ideas, and passion. This complete package is his promise of a fruitful and inspiring partnership. Section 3. The next step, forging a connection. The path to bringing Bordo's work to your gallery is simple and direct. He has built a strong, accessible online presence to help curators explore his world. His official website, www.bordo.com, is the central hub, portfolio, biography, artistic statement. The site is the most comprehensive resource on his practice. It offers a curated look at his paintings, books, multimedia projects. The website is the perfect starting point to assess fit for your programming. For dynamic, real-time updates, check his social media. Smartphone showing Instagram profile of Bordo. Instagram, paintings. Instagram, studio shots. Instagram, performance clips. Behind-the-scenes glimpses of his process. He's also active on Facebook. He's also active on YouTube. He's also active on TikTok. These platforms show full-length performance videos and short, poetic visual moments. To begin a collaboration, just reach out. He welcomes inquiries about exhibitions, scheduling, press materials. Contact via the official form on his website, or send a direct message on Instagram. He's responsive and open to ideas. Large-scale solo exhibition, small, intimate poetry reading, inclusion in a thematic group show. The first step is the easiest one. This is your invitation to view his work and feel its power. Visit his website, explore his social media, watch his performance videos, see the passion, professionalism, and empathy that drive him. After exploring, schedule a meeting or a call. Let's begin a conversation about how Bordo's art can bring a new voice to your gallery. The opportunity is here.